This is big breaking news. A massive fire has broken out at a critical U.S. Air Force manufacturing plant inside of Compton, California. We're also seeing attacks on Tesla facilities as well with Molotov cocktails. So let's get into all the details here. You guys can see this is the scene of the warehouse fire in Compton, California right now. This is a critical supplier for the U.S. Air Force. Let's listen to this really quick.
Boy, it certainly is, Philip. This fire just erupted, and we don't know what's burning inside this structure quite yet. It comes back at 2420 North Alameda in Compton. Compton Fire, LA County firefighters really just trying to assess what they have right now and see if they can get around this. As you can tell, there's going to be some access issues, and this is really starting to take off.
All right, so you heard that there. He said the address is 2420 North Alameda Street in Compton, California. All right, I tracked down this address. You can see here, it came back to Magnesium Alloy Products Inc. Incorporated. This is at 2420 North Alameda Street in Compton, California. This is a critical U.S. Air Force manufacturer and contractor for sand-casted magnesium alloy products. All right, so you guys can see here, I found the grant that they got from the government. You can see this is from Magnesium Alloy Products Company, and they got a federal grant. You can see here it says Federal Capability Statement, manufacture of aluminum and magnesium sand castings for the aerospace industry for both commercial and military applications. All right, so there's only about 10 of these factories in the entire US actually, and one of them just got taken offline, which is the main supplier for the West Coast. Okay, so this is a specialized casting process that only a few factories in the US do. All right, and this is their main production plant, this headquarters in Compton, California for them. All right, so this is major. And here's another video of the fire you guys can see here from on the ground. That was aerial footage before. This is a picture on the ground of this fire, or a video on the ground. And they're saying that everyone was accounted for. Initially, there was one employee that didn't escape right away, but they're saying that they safely escaped and everyone is safely evacuated out of the warehouse. All right, so this is more than just a warehouse. It's their main production plant for these sand casted magnesium parts. And the reason why they're so important is because magnesium casted metal parts for planes, specifically for the aerospace industry, are extremely light. They're even lighter than aluminum. All right, they're extremely light. They're a little more fragile and they're a little more volatile. All right, they think part of the reason why this fire broke out is because it is related to magnesium. You can even see here it says fire rips through Compton commercial building that houses Magnesium Products Company. It's more than just a magnesium products company. They're a U.S. military defense. They have a contract with them. They're a contractor, right, to make parts for them. But magnesium is extremely flammable. Any type of spark, and it burns extremely hot. So any type of spark near exposed magnesium can cause these very quickly and hot burning fires. Right? It's so hot that it just burns everything and melts everything. So it doesn't even have to be, like a paper product. It could literally catch, even metal on fire. Some metals it gets hotter than and can melt. All right, so magnesium definitely made this fire a lot worse, and it's volatile as well too. But at the same time, it's critical for planes because it's so much lighter that every pound that they can take off of planes, especially fighter jets and U.S. Air Force planes, every pound they can take off in weight is critical. And we just had one of, there's about 10 of these plants. Maybe there's 11, maybe there's 9, right? The number's not completely I couldn't get a solid number, but it's around 10. And one of these plants just went offline. So 10% of production capacity for these parts have gone offline inside the United States. At the same time, we're seeing all these other supply chain disruptions as well. All right. So this is big because the US has exported their manufacturing capacity for lots of different things over the decades, to especially regions like Asia. They have more of the manufacturing base now compared to the United States, but we still have these specialized manufacturing facilities, but we keep seeing them going offline. Just last week, I reported on aerogel in I think they're in Rhode Island. They're in New England up there. I'm pretty sure they're in Rhode Island. I just reported on how aerogel, a company that makes these specific insulating plastics for the U.S. military and the U.S. Air Force specifically, these insulating resins for extremely high temperatures and extremely low temperatures as well. So they handle resins and linings for like cryogenic things like helium or liquid natural gas that's super cold and being transported. And they also handle resins that can take very high heat and are related to aircraft and things like that, and even spacecraft. They create these, these polymers, these plastics essentially that can handle the heat and act as heat shields as well, which is critical to the Air Force, and they're a contractor with the U.S. Air Force and Department of Defense as well. All right, just last week I reported on they had a massive explosion at their production facility. Now we have another one. All right, so two U.S. Military contractors have been hit in the past week, and their main production facilities, I was their main one too, have exploded, have gone up in flames. What's going on here? What's going on? Is this a coincidence, or is something nefarious happening? All right, you guys can see here, this was posted by the ATF New Orleans as well. It says ATF New Orleans special agents and certified fire investigators, along with the NOPD, New Orleans Police Department, responded to a fire scene at the Tesla sales office where a suspected Molotov cocktail incendiary device was used in the early morning hours to start a fire at the front door. All right, so you can see here ATF agents on the scene, New Orleans Police Department there, and you can see burn scars, fire scars on the front door of this Tesla facility. It says Tesla leased, trust leasing. All right, so it looks like some type of like financing building or something along those lines for Tesla. And they're saying that it was attacked with a Molotov cocktail in the early morning hours today, April 14, Tuesday. So what's going on? We've actually seen these attacks on Tesla quite a bit. All right, if you guys remember, it's like going on a year ago now, or maybe it's over a year ago now when this was happening. But around a year ago, there was actually lots of attacks on Tesla facilities. Tesla charging stations were being attacked and setting on fire. Tesla car dealerships were being firebombed like this, people throwing Molotov cocktails, people firing at them, people just attacking them, destroying the cars at dealerships, and also people just on the road. People driving their car on the road, if they were driving a Tesla, they were a target. All right, it seems like it's kind of slowed down a little bit, but we're seeing this ramp up again. And Elon has been pretty quiet since this war has broken out with Iran, but Starlink is actually the backbone of the U.S. military's satellite communications and defense systems. All right, so it's actually called Star Shield. So Starlink is the the commercial version where people, anyone can use it, and then Star Shield is the military application where they have their own satellite network that is integrated with all of their systems. It's all of their drone systems. I remember reported on, about a month ago, maybe over a month ago now when this first started, There was pictures of a U.S. military drone. They were copying the Iranian one-way attack drones, and on the tail end of this drone, the military had a Starlink unit. It looked like a Starlink Mini was on the tail end of this drone, right? And that's how they track it, that's how they communicate with it, and that's how they steer it and have guidance for it, is through these Starlink systems. Okay, so I don't want to put Elon on blast here or anything, but I'm just saying, yeah, he is a military contractor as well too. That's my point here is, yeah, maybe Tesla's not a military contracting company, but SpaceX is, but Starshield is. But that's like a big part of his wealth is these military contracts, right? So he is critical and his companies are critical and for the military, and Tesla is now being targeted again as well. All right, you guys can also see here. Let me know what you guys think of these Tesla attacks. Right, seems like they slowed down, but they could ramp back up. Right, we're seeing lots of these very suspicious fires. That one guy in Ottawa, California, said that he did it on purpose. The paper products warehouse. He said that he did it on purpose. The Kimberly Clark facility. He said he did it on purpose. He admitted it. He recorded it. He told everyone about it. Not very smart, because there's lots of evidence that he purposely did it. He even said he did it on purpose. But it's a lot of these things could be purposeful, right? Just like a lot of these quote wildfires. Some of them, they're wild once they get started, yeah, but some of them are not natural. Some of them are natural, right? Sometimes there's freak accidents, lightning, things like that. Some of them are just freak accidents, sparks, from chains or something random like that. It does happen. But a lot of them are people starting these fires as well too. You guys can see here, I wanted to hit this too, massive 75 car pileup crash on I-70 in Colorado. All right, so this is on the Highway 6 East ramp to I-70, right in that region. And you can see lots of snow hitting Colorado right now. They really need it. Lots of snow and rain hitting western states like Utah, Colorado right now. But it's also causing these big pileups as well too. You guys can see cars just crunched. You can see an RV back there. The front of it's kind of smashed in. Lots of chaos, right? And people are stuck here. So it's a good reminder too. Whenever it's really snowy like this, I try to not drive at all unless I have to, unless it's like an important meeting or something like that, really need to get to, or you really need to get to work, whatever it is. That's understandable, all right? But if it's just for leisure, if it's just for fun, just wait it out. Just wait a day. It's never good to drive on these roads like this. And even if you're a good driver, a lot of other people aren't. They're not used to it and they're not ready. Their car's not ready for it. They don't have chains. They don't have snow tires. They don't have four-wheel drive, whatever it is. You have to be careful, right? Someone could crash right in front of you and then you're piled up too. You don't have a lot of stopping distance, right? So major pile up here. And another good reason, whenever it's snowy like this, you should always have some extra preps in your car, but especially like this going out into winter weather, definitely have some food and water supplies, all right? Have your tanks filled up. Have some backups. Just have your coats, have your gloves, have your winter gear in case you need to spend the night in your car. Your car might not turn on. It might be totaled and ruined, might not even turn on from this crash. And you might be sitting in your car overnight, all right? Or at least for a while. So, if you're ever going out into this heavy snow, definitely bring your winter gear and some food and water with you, and bring a snow shovel and bring snow chains, 100%, all right? I'm speaking from experience. I've gotten stuck before in snow, and it's not fun. It's not fun. Sometimes you just get stuck and you got to wait it out. So thank you guys. Hope you guys are staying prepared, staying safe, staying stocked up. I hope you have big blessings for your life and your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.